Robert. So I'll help you welcome Robert Sarai. 5 principles to
five attributes to self-discipline.
Self-discipline. Thank you.
Toastmaster. Distinguished Toastmaster.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now we've begun. So what I'm here to speak about is the 5 attributes in self-discipline. And the fact is that we all have a destination in life and where we want to go. In other words, we have a vision. So to get from point A to point B, we need to have self-discipline. And when you take that with you, when you take that self-discipline with you, and you, in addition, have those 5 attributes, how can we remember the 5 attributes? Well, actually represents your awareness, which is the first attribute of self-discipline. Okay? We have to be aware of our lives. We have to be aware of the direction that we go in different aspects of our lives. Because when you're conscious about, your reality, you actually acknowledge your reality. And that's a very important aspect. So you want to be aware. You want to be aware of your present. You want to be aware of your future. In addition, you want to be aware of the choices that you've made in the past. Okay? And that represents awareness. Now, the second attribute is our index finger, which is obviously a very useful finger, right? You could point something out with your index finger. You could dip it in a bowl of pudding. Some people actually like to even pick their nose with it. But it's more useful than that. It's actually what's referred to as your willpower. Okay? And the goal of willpower, which is the second attribute of self-discipline, is what's going to push you out of your comfort zone. Okay, we need to have willpower to take ourselves from a feeling of comfort to discomfort. Why? Because that's what creates the momentum to get to where you are and to where you want to be. For example, we all have bad habits, right? So it's really our willpower that's going to distance ourselves from those habits to create the more productive habits. In addition, it's okay to be uncomfortable. Okay? Successful people have a secret. And what is the secret? Is that they understand that the actions that they take are really uncomfortable for them. But what creates the comfort is the end result and what they've achieved. So when you have willpower, the whole purpose is to gain that end result, even though it has to be comfortable, but at the same time having the awareness that it's okay to step out of your uncomfortable zone. Now, the third attribute is the middle finger, right? And it is the most controversial, and it also can be the most offensive, so I don't want to see anyone walking around sticking their middle fingers all over. Aware that you're putting yourself into another you're taking yourself to another level, and you're creating a challenge. And what that does, that actually produces the launch from point A to point B. That is what's going to boost you to your destination. Okay? And what the success people do with it is they do the opposite. That's what hard work is all about, because sometimes we feel like we don't want to do something, or something is too hard to do, or we want to wake up early and go to the gym, and what we do, that even though that's hard work, what we have to do is we have to perceive that as the opposite. Okay, we have to do the opposite of what we want or what we feel. Now, the next finger, obviously, is a ring finger, right? And what that signifies is an investment. Obviously, a lot of people associate your ring finger with a ring, and a marriage is an investment, and supposedly the ring defines something that's eternal, or that something goes on forever, right? But in terms of investment, which is the fourth attribute, it's the time that you invest in. And you can't get that confused, because time is not eternal. Okay, we all have a countdown in our lives. We all are going against the clock. So don't get confused with something being eternal, okay? Because when you invest your time properly, it actually gets you from where you are to where you want to be much sooner. You know, when you have the consistency to move forward, you cannot feel like you're going to quit. You have to have the consistency to move on. And that actually is what creates the progress that you want in your life. A lot of people make decisions subjectively. And when you feel like you want to do something on a subjective level, that is something that actually will stop you from moving forward. So it's always a good idea to be objective. When you want to be persistent at something, for example, learning how to play the piano, you want to be persistent. So what you do is you think of it objectively. You think of it as an end result and what new skill you achieve. Now, how can we remember all 5 of our attributes in our daily lives? Is to wake up in your morning hours, and all you got to do to get a step ahead is to stick your hand out and look at the 5 attributes every morning right when you get out of bed, and that will take you a step closer to where you are now and to where you want to be. And thank you very much, Toastmaster.